Good afternoon, TNT Super Fantastic family. Today is Friday, April the 5th, 2019. Yours truly, Raymond 98 here, along with.
Okay, good morning, TNT. We are here. It's a Friday. We survived another week, and the future looks bright, bright, bright. We're going to get into it in a minute. As soon as Ray tells us what's going on the updates. It's going to be a better day today than it was yesterday. I can tell you that. All right, Ray?
No doubt, no doubt. Okay, let me find it. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Let me see. We sent an update out on yesterday. 3 names have been submitted to Prime Minister Modi for the Interior and Defense Minister positions by Constructions and Reforms. Also, reportedly, Iraqi TV was broadcasting the adoption of a policy opening the country regionally and internationally in all applications. That was the update that went out yesterday. Then we can just tie it in with what we're going to talk about today.
So all applications would be all facets of life throughout the country, in all areas, in all businesses. It just means they're just international. Is that what they're saying?
That's pretty much the gist of it.
Pretty much the gist of it. You're right. Well, guys, I'm going to start this day off by saying that, Ray, you might want to cover your ears for this thing. That before I get into the good news, I want y'all to know that Mountain Goat is a mountain jackass, and he's embarrassing goats by calling himself a goat. It should be mountain jackass, because that's a jackass right there. Now, why did I say that? I said that because yesterday he put out a bunch of information. I don't know if you guys know it or not. Somebody sent it to me. And then at the end, he said there were no Lords and Arms being put out at all. At all. Y'all know what that means, right? Saying TNT doesn't know what they're talking about. Or lying, and that the lies have been exposed, but you didn't expose anything. As I so often put in place and say, just because it's not happening in your neighborhood doesn't mean it's not happening anywhere in the world. Just because your contact doesn't know that 50 people or 100 people or 200 people have already been Lords and Arms placed in their hands doesn't mean it's not happening in the world. You're just a jackass. Okay. Now, I wanted to get that part out because everybody hit me yesterday. You know what Mountain Goat said. I'm just saying because he's stupid. Stupid because yesterday he gave you guys a whole bunch of good information, something I was waiting to give to you today, which I'm going to, in much more detail because we had it. And, I told him, I said, well, he's right. I mean, I got that same information from my contact with the details and how it's going to come out. And today the idiot comes out and puts out information and tells you it's not going to happen until 2020 now. I mean, what kind of flip-flop, I remember that? We always use that flip-flop, ignorant shit is that. Yesterday, it's all coming together. We're going to be here. It's almost here. Today, this stuff, man. Now we got to wait till January of next year. An idiot, and some more idiots. All right, let's get to the good stuff. You guys ready? Get your pen and paper out. There's going to be a lot of information. Yes,
you going to do the bad news too? You want me to do it?
Oh,
you save me for the bad part. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because all mine is good news. So I don't know. If you got some bad news, you go first. I don't have no bad news that I can see. All right, you got some bad news?
We'll get to it.
No, you go first. I don't know. What's the bad news?
The confiscation.
Oh.
It's information, so and I know it's going to be bad news for people. If it's true,
here's the problem with that.
That's what we're being told.
I know, but here's the problem with that, and I'm not going to say it's not. It's that people have already completed the transaction that didn't happen. So I really wasn't mentioning that. Okay.
All right,
so
then we won't mention it.
So I was like, I have to wait for that one because it didn't happen so far with everybody who did. All right. Okay, guys, so this is the deal. What has been holding us up, we already knew it. It was the corruption, the thievery, everything else. Out of their meeting yesterday, they said that the major thing that has been holding the CBI up from moving forward is Iran has been flooding the market with counterfeit bills, trying to cause a problem and an issue, and they have been successful at doing that. And we did get something a couple months ago about a bunch of counterfeit coming across the borders and everything else. So they're saying that has been the major reason, even though they couldn't do anything about it, they've done it. They're saying it's fixed, they got control of it, so they're ready to go. Okay. So let me see. Iraq got paid this week. They did open the budget yesterday. They opened the budget at $11.80, and they did pay out for 15, 16, 17, 18, and the first 3 months of 2019. That is important for you to understand. They did open the budget, 2019 budget, yesterday. They did pay out for those years in the first quarter of this year, January, February, March. All right. Okay. Let me see. All right, we got the counterfeit notes out. We got that. We got them getting paid. So where do we go from here? Let me see. This is what we're looking for over the weekend. We're looking for news articles specifically from Al-Samari News or any of the other ones, but he says specifically Al-Samari News. We're looking for that. We're looking for the news articles that say what they said already. Iraq is now open for business. Those articles are supposed to come out starting tomorrow. Okay. The new rate is to be included. Let me see. It is in the budget. The budget didn't open with the new rate, but the new rate is in the budget. Now, this is all coming from my CBI guy, who I've had for the last 8, 10 years, not the last 3 or 4 months, who mountain goat ran into somebody somewhere in the alley who told me from the CBI and giving them information. This has been these same people we've been getting good information from for years. So they did get paid. So our next window, because you guys are looking for windows, are Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Articles should start coming out either later this evening or tomorrow. This is what the schedule, talking about the lower dinars. I just got notified lower dinars should be coming out on Monday now for everyone else, starting on Monday. So here's what we're looking for. If things fall right, you'll know they're right because of 2 things. First of all, they were going to pay people this month their April salaries, and they didn't because the numbers were wrong. Why were the numbers wrong if they're going by the old rate and the budget just opened at the old rate? What could make the numbers wrong? I mean, even a jackass goat should have this much sense to realize they're going to change the rate this month before they pay them. That's why the numbers were wrong. The rate is going to change this month. And they had to go back and redo it for that reason. That's why the numbers were wrong. So it is going to happen. The budget open. Here's something that CIA lady has often asked me, and I often say, I don't know. I don't know that it has to be law or anything else. The budget opened at the program rate. The budget will change, or the rate will change, once it's posted in the Gazette. The Gazette will post a new rate. Once it's posted in there, the rate will change. It supposedly could be posted tomorrow in the Gazette. Could be posted. And I'm saying could because remember I told you guys before, my guys, sometimes 2 days early, sometimes a week early. Remember all this was supposed to happen last weekend, and now it's happening this weekend. So he was, in fact, again, a week early because he gets it. So at the top, they got to let it go through. So maybe we're getting the information too fast, and we're expecting it immediately, but it is coming out. So, so we're looking for the Gazette tomorrow. New rate comes in it. April payment will be the new rate. That's why they didn't pay him out. That's why even Jackass had the information that they had to go in and redo the rate. I mean, why would you have to go in and redo the rate unless the rate was going to change? Duh. But anyway, that's supposed to happen. So our only real question, and I'm waiting for an answer back right now because I just got it on TV this morning. They are saying, hold on, because I'm going to read it to you. They are saying that on Iraq TV, saying on April 25th will be the launch of financial inclusion to the private sector. So I'm waiting to get an interpretation of that. And are we waiting until the 25th, or is it actually going to happen this weekend? Now, my American guy over there is saying the lower denoms are supposed to start coming out Monday. So the thing is, do they come out Monday and we take, 10, 15 days to spread them throughout the country, make sure everybody's got them in their hand before the rate changes, and they include everybody on the 25th? Or is this just another misdirection and they're going to include everybody Monday? Now, I got texts from some people, and I'm sure they're listening right now, because they said, Tony, stop giving out so much information. Stop telling everybody everything. Just let it happen. And because you might be affecting it more than you think. Well, I hope not. And then there's too much good information not to tell you guys, especially after some jackass tells you one day we're good and the next day is 2020. I'm just never going to get over that. I mean, it's not the first time that he did it. Want to be the flip-flopper and bring everybody down. We're good. I think I answered everything, right? Lower denoms, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hopefully, and then out by Monday. They did get paid at the old rate, only up until March. They did not pay out April at the old rate. Iran's been flooding the market with counterfeit notes, which has been a delay. They had to get it under control, and they wanted to have the control before they put the lower denoms out. They got that. New rate, 100%. The new rate is in the budget, which will go effect this month with the new rate. And that came straight from the CBI. 100%. The new rate is in the budget. We're going to be looking for news articles from Awesomary News, other outlets that state they're open for business and how they're doing it. They did get paid this week, so he told me that. Budget opened at 1180, and he called this morning excited, jubilant, hallelujah, some other stuff. He said, this is done, it's opened at the rate, and this is what we can look for. April payment at the new rate. I'm just going through my notes here. Gazette opens tomorrow, and any changes to the dinar will be introduced in the Gazette. So if it's not tomorrow, then we're going to look for Wednesday, then we're going to look for next Saturday. But he said that is how it will happen. So the only thing I'm waiting for again is what this was just on TV about the private sector being included on April the 25th. So I don't know if they'll drag it out that long. I mean, it's 20 days and 20 days, but that's what they're putting on. That is the latest and greatest. Now, since Ray already brought it up,
no, we'll leave it out.
But you're going to get 100,000 questions about it. Okay, you guys ask Ray or go into open mic and you get him to discuss it.
No, we can nip it here by just saying rates on the screen. We have rate reports, even on them, and the committee person is still saying the Zim is going to take the route that they're saying that it's going to take. So we're giving you both sides of what's coming out. A person that did an exchange on Zim, Tony's 100% okay with that. Obviously, I'm not. I think you all can tell that. And so I'm still saying the committee person is saying such and such, even though we've had a exchange, I want to see several more. And then I'll tell the committee person, well, it ain't happening the way you're saying it's happening. But still, folks, just be ready, just in case, until we see some more real-life examples. So,
okay, so let's go.
And we've taught them to be ready, so this has been sufficient for them to be ready. If it takes that turn, it won't be a total surprise.
We'll go. So we've had 3 people say they've exchanged at least them, 3 cent or more, and that it was completed. Now, and it was completed from SKRs. We've had every one of our bank contacts, even yesterday, is still telling us they're going to exchange the Zim with the 6 zeros off of it. That's what they're still being told, even as of yesterday. Mm-hmm. Now, our committee guy is still saying, yes, they are going to take the 2009, he said 2016 notes, and they are the only ones they're going to take at that rate. So it's still a contradiction. The only difference is what he said this morning. If they go into the bank with those notes, the bank is going to confiscate them and send them back to Zimbabwe to be destroyed. So it's the first time we ever heard that. Don't know what's going to happen, but we will have enough people go in there with one note so that we'll know. That's all. See exactly what happens, and we'll go from there. Because we're still getting contradictory information. All right. So now we're all good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all right.
Yeah. At least
now we don't have to get
we're just sharing what we're hearing, folks. So it's not us making the decisions.
Yeah.
We're just giving you the information as it comes to us.
That's it. All right. Let's answer some questions.
Okay. Net Global, we already answered your question. Beach Cindy. You got a loaded situation here, Beach Cindy. I'll just touch on it lightly. Is it true that with a family foundation and non-statutory trust, can a family member do 4 things? Now, first and foremost, there's a difference between the 2 entities. A family foundation operates under one set of rules and restrictions, and trusts operate under another set. But they both operate similar. But naturally, because the foundation is a tax-exempt entity, it has different treatments to it. So, number one, asking can you be hired within and paid a salary? Yes. Foundations pay people now. That's public record. You can see that any charity has a salary base for people that it's hired. Trusts work the same way. Any corporate structure is like that. So they're all similar in terms of hiring people and paying salaries. Number 2, buy a home as part of their job duties, no. And being mandated to live in it rent-free, no. I don't know where you're getting that from. There's fringe benefits with a lot of different type structures. Take, for example, you have a job and there's a company automobile. they tell you to drive it and take it home and keep it parked in your yard and drive it back to work each day and do whatever the work-related duties are. Well, they didn't buy that car for you. But since you're the employee with the description that fits using that vehicle, you're driving it. So some things we have to keep in proper perspective and don't let some of these marketing things get blown out of proportion where you think that there's something going on that there really isn't. Number 3, be required to travel to great places. No, you're not going to be required to travel to great places. Again, these are things that we have to do within reason and keep in proper perspective. Traveling for the purposes of the foundation or for the purposes of the trust, those expenses are going to be covered by the entity that's having you to travel. That's part of your job description. So some of these things are really commonplace, but the way that some of these people are marketing the entities, it can get a little exaggerated. So just keep that in mind. Yes, sir?
I was just going to ask you, can my trust foundation send me the Boca Raton on the vacation?
No. That it can send you to Boca Raton for some other reason, but just not for vacation. That when you conclude the business that you're doing at Boca Raton for the reason you were sent there, then you can have R&R during your personal time and relax at Boca Raton.
At whose expense?
Well, your personal time, that's going to be at your expense, personal use. But if you were sent there for company business and you're actually doing company business, then the company's covering that part of the expense as far as the transportation, housing, meals. But now there's some recreational things you want to do. Let's say while you're at Boca Raton, there's some excursion that you want to do just for the fun of it. That's your expense. You can't make the, quote, company pay for that.
Okay, the company sent me over there, or the trust sent me over there for a 2-day seminar, and I stayed 10 days.
Then 2 days the company's paying for. The other 8 you're going to pay for.
All right.
As far as your accommodations.
I just hopefully, want to understand. All right.
Hopefully the 2 seminars could be, one be on the 1st and then the other one on the 8th day of the week. So now you've got to stay all week to get both seminars. But your tax people, whoever your tax preparers are, guys, they'll help you understand and navigate all these types of things. They're basically general things, even though it may sound like something new to somebody. But at the same token, some of these things are just being exaggerated a little, the way that they're being marketed. So just be careful. Okay, GLE Mast. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. GLE Mast or just GLE Mast. Says, Tony, could I get the birthday greeting? I'm 64 today.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, congratulations, happy birthday. But the birthday greeting is a Ray responsibility, so you're asking the wrong person.
Well, it's okay. They know if they ask one, they've asked the other.
All right.
I wanna wish you a happy birthday. I wanna help you celebrate. I wanna wish you lots of presents. I wanna help you eat your cake. If you bossy in the island way, you'll be jamming all night till the light of day. Your birthday is your day to shine. Another year and you'll be looking fine. So have no worries, don't you hesitate. It's time to party, time to celebrate.
Happy birthday.
All right. Happy birthday. All right.
Okay. Jim NKC says, number one, is a government agency or department telling the banks that a structured payout is required beyond a certain level of exchange? And if so, what agency or department would be doing that?
I don't know who's doing it. I only know from our committee members that banks are going to be able to do it, and each bank is going to do what they feel comfortable with. So they've been given some options. I don't know who directed it. I don't know whose name or which department, but supposedly that's how it's going to work.
Clues or hints from your bank sources as to the U.S. dollar level where they will try to impose such a structured payout?
No. I don't know where it's going to start at or end at, besides the information we were giving you guys before. So, and it was only supposed to be with the Zim notes. Everybody else was supposed to be paid. So the only structured payout we were looking for was Zim notes.
Okay. It seems we could end up with a number of bank accounts. One for Dinar, one for structured payout, probably the Zim, one for combined Dong and Rupiah, one for tax escrow, one account for each IMF project or similar tax-free municipal bond project. I don't know where he's getting these ideas for all these different accounts, but anyway. Is there another way to structure the accounts to a minimum number?
Nobody said you have to divide all those accounts up. Your paperwork is going to be there. It's going to show you deposits. So that's going to be up to you how you want to separate them or put them all together. We only said the tax one because we don't know if it's going to be taxable or not. That's all. And he said to do your Dinar separate because it may be taxable just by itself. Or the other ones may be taxable and the Dinar is not because it's exchanged. So that's something you're preparing for. After we find out, you can combine it all into one. I mean, nobody said you had to have all those accounts separate. Some people will. I mean, I'll separate some of mine just so I can track it and see the numbers and, not have to pay an accountant $500 an hour to break it all down for me from every investment all going into one account. But that's up to each individual.
Susanna C. says, can you explain the rumor you just mentioned about the 2008-2009 notes being confiscated? Because on Monday or a Wednesday call, you said Zimbabwe would honor the 2009 agreement with the UST regarding exchanging old Zim notes.
I said something like that, I'm pretty sure, because that's what we're being told. But as we already explained, our committee guy is saying one thing and the banks are saying something else. The news article that Zimbabwe put out says something totally different. So I'm only giving you the information. I can't swear by any of it. Nobody has called me into a council meeting and told me anything. I'm just giving you the information that we have so you are prepared.
Right. Grateful 5 says, Tony mentioned that the 2019 budget was opened on yesterday. You mentioned they got paid out. Who got paid? The contractors?
Let me see. I guess I got to go through here and find the article. And who got paid was from 2000, everybody that was owed money in the country. From 2016, 17, 18, 19. Oh, yeah. They do list specifically who it was, but I'd have to go in here and actually find the article in order to tell you that. Let me see. But anyway, go ahead, Ray. I'll find it. I'll just
okay. Well, the other questions were pertaining to our opening statements, so we were already asked and answered. So that takes us to live callers. First one is 765 area code. You are on.
Wait, I might not be ready for that one. Hold on. I might need to find this article first because she's going to ask a million questions. So, no, go ahead.
No, it's 765.
Yeah, I actually got on first today. I don't know how in the world that happened.
Oh, okay. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm fantabulous to the nth degree. And yourself?
Not bad. Hey, Ray, or Tony rather, you said when you started the call this day was going to be a whole lot better than yesterday. Can you elaborate on that anymore?
Well, I just did for 10 minutes. All the information I gave you is not a whole lot better than yesterday. But we didn't have any. We didn't have a window, a date, a time, anything. No?
So are you expecting anything to happen then maybe tonight or this weekend, or are you thinking it's going to have to be after it comes out in the Gazette?
Well, he just told us it's going to have to come in the Gazette. The budget is open at the old rate. The Gazette will announce the new rate when it's time, and we're hoping it's tomorrow. So that's
okay.
what we'll look for, what's in the Gazette, and it will become law at the new rate.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, all righty. Did you get any information the last couple of days on rates? Are they still about the same as what we've been talking?
I'm trying to do. Ray, can you give me the rates that we got this morning?
Okay. Sure. 1 second. They're about the same, but okay. Yeah, this is what we got. Dinar, $4.41 to $7.71. Dong, 47 cents to $2.24. Zim, 33 cents. And those are the only three currencies that we got rate information on today.
Okay. Now, did you ever get any? I know on Wednesday you talked about you knew somebody that had exchanged them, but you had not heard back from them. Have you got any out of the three people you say you guys have heard from that have exchanged them? Have you heard anything on rates out of those people?
He did, and I think we've already said last two calls ago that he did exchange at 3 cents. We took euros off, so he got 3 million per 100, and he exchanged 500 trillion because that was his limit at 3 cents.
Okay. All right. Have you guys heard any more? I know on Wednesday you were talking about you knew from people that Chase Bank was going to do the Zim, Wells Fargo, and HSBC. Have you heard of any other banks from people that text you guys or anything that are saying now they're doing the Zim?
Let me think. Did he do at Chase? I know my Wells Fargo people are saying they're doing the Zim. HSBC said they're doing the Zim. I can't remember if I said Chase or not. But I know, like I said, my Wells Fargo guys, because they told us enough times that they were doing the Zim in HSBC. That's all I can really tell you.
Is there still some people being called in at this time to go ahead and exchange now, or is that kind of halted for a while?
Nope. Apparently they are doing it, but they're not doing thousands of people. Millions. They're doing somebody here, somebody there, somebody knows somebody.
Yeah.
It's my impression it is going on.
So what percentage of excitement are you at for this weekend? Do you think we're pretty good chance of getting in there this weekend, or are you still concerned about this 25th date that was put out there and we may have to wait till we get closer to that 25th?
I'm concerned about it because I don't understand it based on all the other information. If it goes into the Gazette tomorrow, then it's law, then it takes effect, unless it goes in the Gazette and says effective the 25th or something. I don't know that a law would do that. Other than that, based on everything else that I told you guys, they're looking for lower denoms on Monday. And I'm just saying, how long they want them to walk around with useless money in their pocket?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
And I'm waiting for a definition. Okay. So I got confirmation, or you did, that I said Chase, HSBC, and Wells Fargo will do the Zim. So I guess that's where I got it from.
Okay. All righty. Well, you guys have a good weekend, and hopefully we'll talk to you before Monday.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Righty. Thank you. 209 area code. You're next.
Good morning, guys. I'm going to do something I absolutely do not like, and I'm going to do a little chitty chat here. When you guys were playing the opening song, you had a siren going. I don't ever recall a siren going on that song. Has it always had a siren?
Yeah, it's always been there.
Okay, because I thought, oh, this is good. That means something's going to happen.
No,
I'm kidding.
No, it has not. No, it has not.
It hasn't always been there. Because
No.
I thought, oh, this is going to be a good news day because they got the siren going.
And it has been, hasn't it?
I don't know.
You don't. The opening call statement since we've been on hasn't been good news.
Well, yeah, it's been good news, and it goes bad, and it goes good. But this time, the siren. All right, I'll let that go for now. Then you came on with the private banker song, which you've done a couple of times before, but I've never gotten goosebumps when that song came on.
Oh.
Today I got goosebumps. So what I really called for is that I had a banker. Anyway, I did call for a banker story, but it seems not relevant now because of all the information you give, but I will give it to you anyway. Again,
sure.
My sister-in-law lives in Florida. She went into the bank yesterday morning, and she had talked to that private banker before that I told you about, that his parents had invested in the Dinar, and then they sold it because they got discouraged. Well, she saw that private banker again yesterday, and she asked him, well, what's going on with the Dong, the Dinar, and the Zim? He said, well, let me go back and look. And he went back, and he came back, and he had figures, not figures we were looking for, but all three of them were showing on his screen. So
okay.
I thought that was good. Again, now,
yes.
I apologize ahead of time because I know you've answered this probably many times, but this is junior, senior moment, and I need a refreshment. What was the importance of the lower denoms? Why has this always been so important?
Because the rate has to change significantly to make the lower denoms worth anything. So that's what we're looking for, to tell us that the rate was about to change or going into effect.
Okay. And then I only have two more things. And I apologize again. When you were giving the information about the confiscation of the Zim, my dog started barking and I didn't hear a thing. Would you mind repeating what you said? And I'm sorry if you have to repeat.
Ooh. Okay. A committee member said he believes that when you go in to exchange the Zim, it will be confiscated and returned to Zimbabwe to be destroyed, is what he just said. Now, we just got that this morning, just so you guys understand that. That's what he believes is going to happen. The banks say they're going to exchange it and give you money. And again, we've had three people already do exchanges where they were giving money for it. Now, our last guy who did it specifically said when he did it, there was a no clawback clause in there. Now, he specifically said that. So we're going to see what happens.
Okay. So I'm on the phone. Okay. I'm sorry about that. My husband's yelling at me to give him his wallet.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So you answered. Sorry about that. So you answered. No, I didn't have his wallet. He had it on the dresser. Anyway, I guess you answered everything because I was thinking, well, how can they exchange the Zim and turn around and confiscate it? So if you go in and you tell them, well, I've got X amount of Zim, you don't have to hand it over to him if you ask them for the rate. right? You can ask them for the rate, but that didn't
Nope.
mean you had to
Ask them for the rate and exchange one note if that's what you want to do. I mean, the rate isn't going to change. It's not like the dinar is going to shoot up or down. It is what it is. And you go in there and exchange one, and then if the money's in your account, bring back the rest. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys are so smart. I really appreciate all the education you've given us. And with that, I will stop chitty-chatting and let the next caller come on. Thank you.
And let me answer your first question regarding the sirens and the things that gave you the goosebumps.
Yes.
And the reason why I do that is so people won't build up enough nerve to ask me, in your heart of hearts, Ray, how do you feel about the information? That's what that served that purpose, so they wouldn't have to ask a question like that.
Okay, well, thank you. Bye.
All righty, bye. 206 area code, you're on.
Good day, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Tony, do you know if those packages that we can have the high interest for world projects, is that still available? Is that still coming out?
The IMF packages?
Yes.
Investment? Yes. As far as we know, it's still coming, yes.
Okay. Well, that was my question. You guys have a good day.
All right,
all right. Thank you, sir. 360 area code, you are on.
Well, good afternoon. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
This boy is certainly given some energy for the weekend. This will be interesting to watch and see what plays out, how it works.
Yes, it will be.
If there is really a sense of caution in going to an exchange center versus going to an actual bank, what would you suggest would be if you got sent somewhere other than a bank that would allow you to document or feel assured that what you've just given over to people that you don't know from Adam is actually going to end up where they say it's going to? What would set you at ease with that?
Okay. First of all, you can tell them I want to go to a banking location. They're going to send you to what most people don't realize is there are office buildings with banks in them right now. They're private banks. People don't go to the same bank you and I go to. I've been to them, but anyway. So they're already in office buildings. And some of them actually have the bank number on the office building, or they have the number on the plaque when you go in the door to the area. And you'll know if you're in the bank because you're going to set your account up, if you don't already have it. It's going to be on your phone, your computer, and you're going to be able to see before you walk out that room, is there a deposit in your account? Now, the only one able to make that deposit like that electronically immediately is a bank. Nobody trying to scam you or steal you or anything is going to be able to put a deposit right into your bank account just like that. Because they're not trying to do wires and wire it to you and everything else. So that means these guys are connected with the bank and they're making things happen immediately. Then I would feel comfortable. If somebody is in the back of some warehouse building or something telling you to come on in, we're going to do it back here, and it's secret so nobody knows we're here and we're disguised and everything else, then I probably wouldn't go there. I don't feel comfortable. I'm not going there. I'm not driving down no alley. I'm not driving to some industrial area behind a building to go in someplace with my money. I'm not doing things that look crazy. Now, it's very public. You're walking up and down the street. There's an office building in there, or I can call and verify it if that's what you want to do. Now, remember, these are just places you're walking up to, or somebody in some kind of group or scam is contacting you saying go here because I arranged for you to get more money, or I did this or that. That's what I would be concerned with. When I'm dialing this 800 number that they're giving me the location. And it's the same number everybody else is dialing. It pretty much is not going to be a scam. I mean, the bank's in charge of it. And I would feel comfortable with that. Now, that's just me. You walk into there and look around, and you should be able to tell if this is a real bank, real banking location. And I'm not giving anybody anything until they can show it. Go ahead, pull up my account. Here's my name there. I'm not giving you my name, address, social security number, my 4-digit code for you to pull up my account. Anybody can do it with that. When you go in with your card and that, just like any normal bank, they should be able to pull up your account and let you see that they are connected with the bank.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Ray, one thought I had was that by your bringing up the, in your heart of hearts, that's been over some time period, and so it kind of shows that there has been certainly a transition from the calls of years ago to now, and so for that it's been enjoyable for me to be on this adventure that we've all been on with you two. And so, thanks. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care now.
Yes, sir.
865. Okay. 865. You are on.
Good afternoon. Appreciate the nuggets of information, and I also appreciate all the questions that were asked by the 4 prior callers, because a number of them that were asked were ones that were on my list to ask. Do want to reconfirm, though, I do like your comment of the next window that we are interested in, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and the fact that they are 7 hours ahead of us. So sometime starting late today, we might start to see some rumblings, right? We hope.
It's possible, yes. It's possible.
Always the Pollyanna here.
It could happen right after sundown. Something could start happening, but we'll see.
Right. I was also intrigued by the fact that you were saying that your contact person was specifically saying it was Al-Samari, the news, that's where we were needing to look. And I'm presuming that is because that's the non-Maliki publication, or is it the Maliki publication? That's the one that always puzzles me in terms of this.
I don't know why, but that's the one he said specifically. He said, look, right in there when it comes out. But he did say there are other news outlets that talk about Iraq being open for business.
That's been
so
going on.
Start looking for those articles.
That's been going on for at least the last couple of weeks, where they've been saying, and the translations are coming through international. We're open for the world. Things that are getting posted with all of the business forum, sort of like trade exhibits that are going on. So it's been happening for quite some time now. So I was curious also, though, speaking of Maliki, whether or not there's been any further comments in terms of his status, because there have also been references that they are getting a little tight on closing their borders to folks that apparently are on their bad guy kind of list, and we've always speculated that Maliki would be on that. Yet he gets these government positions and everything else because of the power that he holds. Any further updates on his status? And do we even really have to care?
I mean, we don't care, but I think there's 3 articles out today talking about from the House of Representatives, from Dinar and somebody else, all referencing Maliki, what he did, why Mahdi won't bring charges, and they're saying they are going to, and we're going to see it in the very near future. So, as I said, once the RV is announced, the money's flowing, and they've stopped that far as the auction and the corruption, then they're saying that's going to be their target right there. But all 3 articles today say they are going to open the file. They're starting an investigation. So we're starting to build right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The IMF World Bank spring meetings are going to be underway next week. Is there any reason for us to be following stuff going on there? Is there any kind of correlation there that we should be aware of and be looking for? Or hopefully this will have been done, and then all they're doing is announcing it to the IMF World Bank next week.
So I don't know until he gets back to me about why they're putting this about the 25th on TV, because everything else was about this weekend, about Monday, about Lords and Arms coming out. So I would think they'd come out and they would announce the rate, like I said, on Saturday, articles, and then have them on there, because, again, I can't see Lords and Arms coming out on Monday, Tuesday, whenever they do. They're flooding the country. And everybody, every investor in the world, not just here in the U.S., every hedge fund in the world not saying this is it and buying everything they can buy and just blowing this whole thing up. And I don't know if they want to give anybody that much power or that much money that they would be able to create in those 5 or 6 days. So that part is confusing to me. So I want to see what the 25th is, if that's the real announcement versus Monday. Then somewhere in there, during the IMF meeting, they're going to talk about it. They're going to expose it one way or another, agreements, rates, something that's going to make sense to us that is about to happen. So I'm going to look at everything until the day it happens. And the day after, I'm not going to look at anything because I'm busy doing what we need to do.
I hear you. Well, I'll be curious what your source may comment on in terms of, whether or not it's relevant to the fact that we need to even worry about what they're saying at the IMF World Bank meetings there and the like. And scanning through all my other notes of questions to ask, they've all been pretty much answered. And, of course, for me, it's always adding 10 days to whenever this happens for our TNT Superfantastic Pay It Forward project. And who knows? That may be what's happening on the 25th of April. Who knows? They might be reading our minds.
That's right.
But I'd like it to be sooner than that, personally. So, so appreciate it. And hopefully this is our last pre-RV call, and that come Monday it's going to be a completely different format. That's the other thing that's the challenge. So let's all think about that. Bring it in.
Yep.
Okay?
All right.
Have a good
you.
weekend in the interim. Thank you. Thanks. You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
347 area code. You are on.
Hey, what's going on, Ray? What's going on, Tony? How y'all doing today?
Hey, sir. I am fantabulous to the nth degree. And yourself?
All right. Hey, I can't complain. But my question is about the 13 seminars that you're going to set up with these banking professionals. My question is, are there going to be any invitations for any professionals out of the Treasury or the IMF to talk about their projects and platforms included in these seminars?
No, not at those. It's just banking only with a bank representative that wants to come and talk to 500 of us.
Okay.
About what they offer by way of banking services.
Okay.
Now the Vegas thing, some of those people that you're referencing may possibly show up there and be represented.
Okay. All right, just getting some things set up. And Ray, how good do you feel about the information? I figured somebody would ask that. So since somebody asked that, I figured I'd just, nudge you one time. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All right.
All right, y'all have a good one. Thanks a lot for everything.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right, you too. Have a good weekend.
You too.
850 area code. You are on.
Hey, good afternoon. How y'all doing today?
Hey, I'm fantabulous
to
the nth degree.
So I just want to say that I've been trying to call forever. This is the first time I ever got through. So appreciate that.
Great.
So I had a question. I've been trying to ask for months, back when Tony had said about they were doing exchanges on military bases. And I only asked that because I am in the military. How is that something that's still going on, and how does that process work?
I haven't talked to anybody yet. So I will tell you, we had a captain come back from Iraq, and she did her exchange on the way back and said everybody that was being processed at the time, they were exchanging. We had National Guard here in Florida. They sent a memo around to them telling them to bring all their foreign currency, and that's how they did their exchange.
Okay.
Then I had a National Guard guy in Atlanta. So he did his exchange and bought a brand new truck that day. And I found out about him because he was talking to one of his neighbors who I know. So he immediately called me and said, look. And the guy showed me his paperwork. So they were doing that at the base. I have a friend who actually worked at finance at one of the bases, and he got excited and called when they got the memo telling them that the exchanges were scheduled to start and be ready. That's how all that came about. So it was all first-hand, second-hand information that was direct from there. Are they still doing it today? I don't know, because I don't know unless somebody calls and tells me. You know, I just did this, or one of my friends just did this, or something. That's how we find out. Then they give us the rate, then they either show me something, or they explain it to me. And I can get it just like I did from a couple of different locations, different states, people who obviously don't know each other, and they're all telling the same story, then I have to believe their story.
Okay, cool. I'll say on that. All right, my second question. So my friend and I, we've been, I put him on with one of our other coworkers, put us on way back in like 2007, 2008. And we've been talking about the front screen and back screen rates. And then I know this question's probably been asked a long, long time ago. But between deployments and everything else, it's hard for me to keep up. So we're in the impression that the front screen rate is kind of what everybody would see when they go exchange, and the back screen rate is kind of like the contract rate. Is that like a fair assessment?
No. The front screen rate is what everybody sees when they walk into a bank. Because everybody, that's available to everybody to see. Tellers, they can show you that front screen. A back screen rate is just for people who are authorized at another level. So, you're in the military, right? What's your MLS?
Yeah.
You're in the Army, Air Force, what? Army?
I'm in the Navy.
So,
I'm in the Navy.
You're in the Navy. Okay, the worst of all. But anyway.
Wow.
So when you go on, what's your MLS? FSC. I don't know what the Navy calls it.
So the Navy, they call them rates. I work in computers and networking and satellite communications.
Okay, good. Perfect. So when you go on, you access your computer, are there some things you're not authorized for? You have to go get authorization to see this thing or see this part, right?
Yes.
You're not cleared for. Bank is the same way. Okay, the teller is not authorized to see what the bank branch manager is or what the regional manager is because it's on a back screen that they can't get to. That's the difference. It's still in the system, but only certain people are authorized to see it.
Okay. All right, I understand that. And the last little small banker story. So I put my mom on way back when, and she's a little more antsy and less patient than most of us. So when she went to the bank to pay her car note, this was at a Wells Fargo in Virginia Beach, Virginia. She went to go pay her car note, and she told them that she would like to speak to somebody about investments in currencies. So they brought her out to the branch manager. They went in his office, and they're having a conversation. And she said, well, I heard, there's some currencies that are in the process of doing some things. And they asked her what, and he was like, well, we're not exchanging them now, but we should be exchanging them soon. I remember getting an email about them, and then he pulled up it on his computer, and he was like, yeah, I see that the rates are low right now, but he was like, but I guess we're expecting to exchange. He asked her how much she had. She, kind of played him off. She was like, oh, I just got a little bit. And then he said, he was like, well, you know that once this happens, you'll be a very wealthy woman. Here's my card. When it happens, give me a call, and we'll set you up with one of our wealth managers, and we'll get you taken care of. And so I took a picture of his card just in case I wanted to call and ask him myself.
Okay.
So
there you go.
Yep.
It's a good story.
All right, well, appreciate y'all.
And now she's excited. She's ready. Okay.
All right. guys
All
have
right.
a good day.
Thank you, sir. Have a good
All right.
weekend. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, now 440 area code. You are on. Nope.
Okay.
440. You with us?
You talking about an intermediary consultant?
Okay.
Okay, he's talking to
574.
somebody.
I have a good friend out there that
574. You're on.
Good afternoon, Ray. Good morning, Tony.
Hey.
And,
Hey, good morning. Who is it?
Didn't know if Tony was still trying to figure out a way to get that free vacation. Does
Well, I just want to make sure you guys know everything that says free isn't free. Okay.
So a couple of questions. Does the dinar rate still need to show on the Forex to us, the public, as well, or does it matter as long as it's just showing on the bank screen?
As long as it's live and international, and the banks could do it, especially if it's on the weekend, without it showing on Forex because it's live. But if it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's probably going to go right to Forex. So it wouldn't matter, and they're going to set that rate.
Okay. So if it does go live, if it does show live, based on the announcement we got today, let's say tomorrow, then if we go into, I mean, if we're already just in a bank or something like that, or someone sees it or goes in and asks, it should be on their screen, theoretically.
It may not be on their screen because banks don't update on the weekends. Now, this may be an exception to the rule, but will happen if it's a Friday night, Saturday morning, and they're ready, and they put out the 800 numbers. They want people to go in within those first 2 hours. They will load the rate on their screen, and you'll go by your appointment. If you're just walking into a bank probably on the weekend, it's probably not going to work because theirs won't be updated probably until Monday. Normally, that's how it works. Now, this will be an exception probably to every process. I don't know that they're going to want people just walking into every branch over the weekend, though, without it being updated at Forex. But we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. So other than that, sounds like there was quite a bit of activity going on. Couldn't remember, though, in your announcement, did you mention if there was quite a bit of activity going on or excitement out there in Reno?
I didn't say anything about Reno. Nothing at all.
Okay.
But I will, that you mentioned it, know that people started flying in Reno on Monday. And they've been there all week anticipating something happening. So, yeah, this week there are people that have flown in, sitting there, and waiting, starting to do the payouts. So they haven't done the payouts. They're there waiting to get started.
Okay. All right. So the paymasters out there then have liquid to do the payout once they actually get the signal to go, correct?
No, I didn't say that.
No.
Because I don't know that.
I was asking.
If they had liquid, then they would already be paid. So I'm not going to say they're liquid because I don't believe they are. They're going to be liquid just as soon as you and I are liquid. We're all going at the same time. They could have people in place. They know they got a whole lot of work to do. One paymaster is not going to be able to pay 10,000 people out on Saturday, Sunday, or the day that it happens. Me and you, we're going to be able to walk right into a bank and get paid. Some of those guys are going to be waiting days to get paid. Some of them are going to be waiting weeks to get paid till they figure out how much they're supposed to be paying them. So they got a whole lot of work ahead of them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I have for today, and thank you for the info. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you too, sir. Have a good weekend.
All right.
651 area code. You are on.
Hey, Ray. Hey, Tony. How are you today?
Hey. I am fantabulous.
Super fantastic.
To the nth degree.
Awesome.
And yourself?
Hey, I'm square. Everything's fair and balanced here. Good. My question for you today is this. I'm wondering about the Humanitarian projects. Now, on your site, I don't have access to the forum, but do you have a date? I mean, you probably don't remember offhand, but do you have a date of one of your shows? Can you hold 1 second? Can you turn that down, please? Do you have a date that I could look up on the forum that would be something that would give me an idea of how I go about this? Because I want those higher rates, but I don't know. I mean, I've got an idea. I've got a department within my city that will allow me to work with them. They've emailed me some stuff, but I don't know how to put it on paper so I can present it to the bankers when we do get the 1-800 numbers.
Okay, we don't have anything on our forum or site that explains to you how to contact the city or see what projects that are out there. So something said you would get with your wealth manager and say, I want to get involved in some local business projects or that. What do you have for me? And let him do his job, what you're paying him for. Go out there and find out what the city is looking for, what kind of investments are open, what kind of tax benefits or programs he can get you involved in with your money. Okay, there's nothing we're going to do.
I might not have been clear with what I was saying.
Okay.
I don't want to confuse you. I have a position with my city already, and I've spoken to a department within my city which has a program that you can donate to for children, for clothing the children here in our city, the lower income kids. It's called Shop with Cops. But I want to know how would I go about putting this on paper so I can present it hoping to get a higher rate? Or am I confused where if we present a humanitarian project to the banker that we're involved in, will that help us get a higher rate?
No.
Okay.
You can be involved in all the projects you want, unless it's going through the bank. Unless the bank is doing something with you where they're going to get paid also, they're not going to give you a higher rate because you're out donating or getting involved in local projects. The key is, I want the bank to give me some of the projects that they're looking at, put me in a position to make money so they can make money. That's what they're going to do. Then let me give you some more money so we can make some more money. Not just you picking things out there that you need to do. Or I want to know some things that the bank is involved in, because banks are with the city where I can be one of the investors in, so I can get a higher rate on my money.
Okay, well, that just cleared up a whole lot for me. Something that I take more and more into mind is the fact that I shouldn't listen to all these idiot gurus, because all they do is confuse me, and when I go to sleep at night, I forget what the professionals said, which is YouTube, and what the idiot said. So, thanks for clarifying that. I'm glad you liked it. Because it's the truth. My last question is, do you believe, or what would be your opinion on these deals that they're writing and doing with the other countries within their region? Do you think they're already using this higher rate?
They're using a different rate. Let me see. Hold on.
Hold on, everybody.
Yep.
Tony said hold on, but I didn't realize he was going to get disconnected. So we were waiting for him.
Well, while we're waiting on Tony, I want to thank that one caller. She calls all the time. She has the best questions. She's so well spoken when she calls. I'd say 90% of my exchange questions and foreign currency questions have been answered by her. So, cosmic high five to her.
All right. Okay, Tony.
Okay.
dropped off. I was just patiently waiting for you to come back until I noticed.
Oh.
He's gone.
Yeah. I'm here.
So the caller's still here waiting.
All right. So I was reading to you guys, even though you couldn't hear me. It says Karachi said following were the closing rates for foreign currencies in the current market issued by Forex Association of Pakistan here on Wednesday, April the 3rd. The rate was, the dinar was 0.100 was the low, and the high was 0.14. So 1 cent to 14 cents was the rate that they have already been exchanging with. And I told you guys a couple weeks ago that they had changed their rates in the region so they could continue to do business. Wasn't international with everybody, but certain countries in the region had already changed their rates. Did that answer your question?
That, yes, absolutely. I'll let you get on to the next caller. And you guys have a super fantastic weekend. Hopefully Monday is a whole nother deal. You guys take care.
Okay, thank you,
all right,
sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a great weekend.
You too, brother. Peace.
281 area code. You are on.
Well, hello, Ray and Tony. How you guys doing today?
Greetings.
I'm super fantastic.
To the nth degree. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. Seemed like there was some good info there this morning. I do have a couple of questions, Tony, and you may have already answered them, but I didn't hear because I am a working lady, and some things I can hear and some things I may not hear because I leave my office, have to get up and do something. But
well, you know what? Let me answer your question first. Let me tell you something. Every time somebody tells me I'm at work, I'm working, I got to work hard, do everything else, you know what I tell them?
What you say?
Well, quit then. That's what. Then quit.
You know what? I'm not going to even go into that long story.
Okay.
I can quit today if I want to. I'm not drunk yet. RB is not here. I sure enough be like, okay, where I'm going to live now. All righty then. I hope that you come in here, and I sure am. That's the first thing I plan to do when it comes in, but I can't do it until it gets here. All right, so I guess one of my questions is, why haven't the banks been updated or educated or informed, however you wanted to say it, by now in regards to the ZIM that we may possibly not exchange, per your committee person? I mean,
I don't know. I can't answer that, and I say it all the time. They're still saying they're going to do it one way. He's saying they're going to do it another way. Why haven't they told them it's not going to go? Quit telling people that and forget all that training. And we're only going to, but they obviously haven't. And this guy who just did his exchange, like I said, 2 weeks ago, I guess it's been 2 weeks ago now, and they did his SKR and they paid him. So I don't know what to say.
Right. It's kind of confusing because, I mean, at least for right now, because like you guys say, he's saying one thing and the banks are saying another. You would think they would have that information out to them if we're as close as if we're as we thinking we are with all the things that have come out saying we're right there. So it is a little confusing. Okay, my next question is, say, for instance, the rate does come out in the Gazette tomorrow. In your opinion, with all the info you have that you have shared with us and maybe some that you have not, do you feel confident that the U.S. is going to let us go right away? Because I know you said that you feel that when the rate comes out and it's shown in the Gazette, then that you would think that would be all she wrote, basically, for this thing to get started. How soon do you think the U.S. is going to let us go? Same day, a couple of days, in your opinion? I mean, I know you don't know, but what do you think?
Okay. what makes sense to me, excuse me, is if it's in the Gazette and it's a new rate and we can see it, okay, that they would immediately change the rate at the banks, at the exchanges, and everywhere else. If not, then we're going to make a killing, right? Because if it's in the Gazette and it says effective the 25th of April, this is the rate internationally all around the world, I will sell my house, my car, and everything in my house, buy all the dinar I can get, and on the 25th, tell Bill Gates he's broke compared to me.
Yeah.
How about that? Okay.
Just send me. I need to get your number because I need to have that number. So when you go, I'm
Look,
I'm gonna go right with you.
Now, who wouldn't do that if it's in the Gazette? What hedge fund manager wouldn't put everything he had in there for 10 days?
Right.
Knowing that they've already
sense.
made it law, on this day the rate is going to change. That is the surest, most guaranteed bet in the world. I mean, who wouldn't put everything on black? Put everything on red because it's done deal at that point. So, that doesn't make sense.
They really would be some idiots. Then I would use the word idiot at that point because that really wouldn't make sense right there. I mean, you're right. Okay, so my last question is, I know you spoke of some of the people that have possibly exchanged them lately, and the one person that said that there was no clawback clause in there. When you said in there what? Was there like a contract signed, or was it something he had to fill out?
Well, I'm just saying, no, I'm saying involved in their transaction. He said no clawback, so it wasn't a clawback authorization that or anything else involved in their transaction.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, well, like you say, I will take one in there. I'm not taking all of mine just in case they are confiscated. You know, they're not getting, because who knows what may come in the future. They may accept them. You know, later we don't know. So I will at least test the waters and take one in and at least see, and then we'll know from there and give it some time to see if everything goes through after a couple of days or so, and then maybe go back or something for the Zim, I'm saying. So,
yeah.
Okay, well, those were my questions, and thank you guys. I appreciate everything you guys do. I'm hoping we get up tomorrow and we see something. Oh, I do have one last question. I know the Parliament sessions right now, they're saying that it may not, the next session is probably around April 9th or 10th. So you don't think that this is going to affect anything if that rate comes out? Obviously not, because then it's obsolete. But if the rate doesn't come out, do you think it's going to go to the 9th or the 10th with some more waiting on the candidates to be chosen or finalized or whatever, completed?
Well, I don't know. The budget's open now. I mean, they have a plan. They got to pay April's payout sooner or later. Now, again, I haven't gotten the information back that I requested yet about the 25th. And you're right. They can say, hey, we're going to do it on the 25th because on the 9th we're going to vote now. The Lord Janam's going to be out. And then it's going to go in the Gazette to be what they're waiting for after, the vote of the ministers and make that real. I don't know. We're just speculating at this moment because nobody's come back to tell me what the 25th is really about yet. But I mean, it could flow that way, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have my shoes and my outfit ready for this weekend because you just never know, and be ready to go to the bank when I see that tweet. I'll already know. All right. I think we're on track.
It's better to be ready than have to get ready, right?
That's right. That is so true.
That's right.
Okay, well, thank you, guys. Y'all have a good weekend.
All right, you have a good weekend, too. All right.
Bye-bye.
907, area code, you are on.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
The question I've got is this. The person I am related to works up here in Alaska. She is back up here now for her season, but her currency is back down in that great state of Texas. So she says, okay, when this goes, I'll just cash in a 5,000 Dinar note and go down and get it. If she has to come back to the area that covers California, Alaska, and so forth, what's the best way for her to travel with all that currency once it's revalued?
Okay, she's going to have a 5,000 note. She's going to exchange, so she got money to go down to Texas where she lives, where she should complete her exchange and her money be in her bank. She shouldn't be traveling with anything.
The only trouble is she doesn't live down there the majority of the year. The majority of the year she's here in Alaska.
Well, I don't know which one she wants to call home. It's up to her, I guess. In the bank, where she spends the majority of her time at, that's where she should be exchanging. So you're saying it's Alaska, then what I would do, and it's just strictly Tony talking again, cash enough that I could have a private plane, take me home, get my stuff, come back. I got no issues.
Okay, well, then she might have to cash more than 5,000 note to get a private plane to go that far from Alaska. Question, of course, she could fly down first class if she can just go in here to, say, a Wells Fargo and cash one note.
She could fly down first class because she doesn't have any money with her, go home, exchange some more right there like she did, another 5,000, get a private plane, and fly back to Alaska.
That sounds like a plan. Now, I've got another question, though. It doesn't really have to do with that, but Iraq seems to be very dependent upon Iran for electricity and so forth. With all that sun, sand, and so forth, how come they just don't have solar power all over Iraq and forget about having to get electricity from Iran?
Well, I'm going to say, in case you guys missed it, because it's comical to me. I'm just going to say to me, it's comical. So a couple years ago, I looked at investing in windmills because you can create a whole new world from somebody with just windmills or solar panels. Just by bringing power to the desert, you could create a city because they did it. It's called Dubai, okay? And just built the whole thing. We don't know that Iraq's not going to do the same thing. Right? When they bring investors in, us, with their reconstruction and things, eventually Iraq, the plan 10 years ago that I know of, was to make Iraq like Dubai. That was the goal, and still may be the goal, but it's going to take time, just like it did, to wean Iraq off of oil and create an industry there. Part of that will bring in their own electricity so they're not dependent on Iran. And Saudi Arabia is trying to take some of that right now so they're not dependent on Iran, and we're not giving Iran that much influence in that area. So we will see some growth out of there. And I was talking about, the president yesterday, day before yesterday, talking about the windmills create cancer, which, okay. So maybe they don't want windmills. I don't know. Maybe they believe that too. Maybe they don't want solar panels because, they'll create a brain aneurysm. Good. Anyway, that was just crazy stuff. But anyway, they will bring power to their own country. They will build their own dams, and I'm sure they're going to get one. It's just not happening tomorrow. They're going to have to wean themselves off of Iraq, both electricity-wise, food-wise. 80% of their materials and food is imported from Iran. So all that will change probably in the next 5 to 10 years as they rebuild their country and come into a modern age.
Hopefully they'll accomplish that. I know before all this happened, the valley there, Euphrates or whatever it was, had a lot of food and stuff before Saddam destroyed a bunch of it. So they were kind of a breadbasket for the area. So let's hope that things happen and that we see this pretty soon. Hopefully they'll get their ministers and keep them, and we'll see this.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
You bet.
509 area code. You're on.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
509 area code.
I'm sorry, I got another call. I can't take this. I got to take this.
All righty.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. 646 area code. You're on.
How you doing, Ray? How you doing, Tony?
I'm fantastic.
All right, super fantastic.
To the nth degree.
Hey, I want to ask you a question about like when you make the 1-800 call and then you go to the bank to do your exchange. If you don't have an account at that particular bank that you're doing an exchange at, you'll open one up at that time. Is that right?
Right.
Supposedly, the only bank I know out the deal is Wells Fargo is supposed to accept anybody and everybody. That's why they're the foundation bank, to let them do that. Bank of America, Citibank, Chase, they were looking to really just work with their own customers, but they may take new customers, so I'm not going to exclude them. The only difference is Wells Fargo, some people, they'll do their exchange, open an account for them, and then tell them they have to move their money out within 30 days because you're not the kind of customer that we want. They're going to make some kind of excuse, but it's simply because you're not the kind of customer that they want. You don't have the kind of money that they want to deal with. They figure you're going to be broke in 30 days, 90 days anyway. They just don't want to deal with all the problems, so they're going to give you 30 days to move your money somewhere else.
Right. So would it be wise? I mean, if you don't have one of them bank accounts to open an account up at one of them banks, would that be a wise thing to do?
Yeah, something you don't have to do when you go in to do your exchange. You already got
Absolutely.
an account open. I mean, it's less time, less confusion, and just here's my account, do my exchange, put the money in there. You're in and out.
Right. I was just wondering that because if somebody made me want to ask that question when they was asking you questions earlier. That one guy who was asking a lot of questions about the exchange and different things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
That made me ask that question. But that's it. I want to tell y'all guys thanks, man. Y'all, I really appreciate y'all. If the intel y'all give out too.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good weekend. All right.
You too.
All right, 301 area code. You are on.
Good afternoon and good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, I got a quick question. Well, I don't know how quick it is, but it's a question anyway. Is it possible that when the RV happens here in the U.S., that the dong will happen after the Iraq Dinar RV, or will it be simultaneous?
It's supposed to be at the same time.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking that is because I'm looking in the news. I see movement in Zimbabwe with the Zen. I see, government movement and all that, and I see stuff in there about the dinar. I've seen different things. But I don't see any movement or anything about the dong. Everything I've seen in there, they're just saying, everything's stable. I did see a couple hints of some things where the economy is doing well and they're looking to do something else, but nothing seem like it's significant enough to make it look like they would do any kind of change. Is that a norm, or is just maybe they're just kind of doing the hide in the hand thing?
Yeah, it's not anything that's happening with them. You got to remember the dong was brought in because China requested that the dong be included because they had no dinar. So they wanted to have a reserve currency to add near too. And the U.S. said it can be included as long as, we get some too, just like we're doing with the dinar. That's the only reason it is there and going. But we have to realize, again, guys, if they did the dinar first, and we know the dong is going, and now all you guys got hundreds and thousands of millions of dollars, what would you do? $47 a million. Buy all the dong you could buy again. And they're just not going to let people double dip like that. That just doesn't make sense. So they're going to have to do the ones that you know about all together, or they're going to end up creating trillionaires. And nobody wants that. Believe me, they don't want, plain billionaires. They're surely not going to want plain trillionaires, or people who never had this kind of money end up being, $50, $60 billion or $1 trillion. They're not going to want that to happen.
Okay. All right. So it's feasible to look at whenever you guys post it, or whenever that's posted on the Forex, and it's going to be for the whole, for everybody. That's good. Okay.
Yep.
That answers my question right there. My wife was asking, and I had no question. She kept saying, "Why Iraq? Are they the standard, or is that just
Iraq is the foundation? They're not the standard. They're the foundation for the GCR. That's what they use to make this possible. The GCR has been in motion for over 50 years. Now, with the dinar doing what it's doing, they were able to include it and get it started."
Beautiful. All right. Well, gentlemen, like always, you answer my questions perfectly, and I do appreciate it. And thank you for everything you guys are doing. Wish I would have jumped in this a little earlier, and I would have been able to get into your celebration when this happens, Lord willing, on Saturday. But it's all good. And thank you guys very much. Y'all have an excellent day.
All right,
thank you, sir.
All right, take care.
626, area code, you're on.
626? Back up on the screen with pockets on the green.
Uh-oh.
And I do have a question. Niceties to you both. Just save time.
Okay.
And it's a serious question. Tony, even though it may hurt us, can you tell us something you might be holding back? What's up, 972?
Oh, God.
I can't imagine. You told so much. There can't be anything that you held back. But
that's right.
Off chance there was. Absolutely didn't hear it out.
Look, they're already telling me I tell too much. So what else could I tell you?
All right. I just wanted to listen on the call-in line, and I didn't want to get on Ray's bad list, so I had to ask a question. You could pass me. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good weekend. All right.
You too.
Bye-bye. 954, area code, you're on. 954? 954, one more time. All right, 951.
No, that's key. I got off the queue of my questions have been answered. Appreciate it, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Ray.
Yes,
Ray.
sir.
Wait, so
yes.
The last one was? I didn't get your text. I just saw it.
Yeah. That's who, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know if you knew that or not, but anyway.
No, I didn't know it. That's why I said, and I just saw the text. I would have said something different to her.
Well, let's wrap it up, sir. It's time for the weekend.
Oh,
wait a minute. Go ahead.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, guys. A lot of news came out today, a lot of information, a lot of stuff for us to look for over the weekend, with the Gazette being the main thing, since we now know from our CBI contact that's where the new rate will come through the Gazette, the law, and we'll go from there. So that's the first thing we're looking for. We're looking for articles this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, coming out about the Lords and Arms. And the actual Lords and Arms should start coming out for everybody on Monday, is the information I'm getting from our American counterpart over there. So a lot of information over the weekend flow, and we'll see where we go. I need to find out what's going on with the 25th, and hopefully I'll get that later today, tomorrow, and we'll tweet it out, or Ray will put it in a blast so you guys know what's going on. With that, I'm going to say enjoy your weekend. I'm going to do the best to enjoy mine and look forward to our future together. Ray?
Okay. Let's start off with a sad note. We lost a family member last night, Pat. A lot of us know her as Mama Duck. So those who know Mama Duck or know her family, remember them in your devotions to deity. And condolences. Also, Rocky V is celebrating a birthday today, so we'll say happy birthday to Rocky V. And it's Friday, so we'll see what happens between now and whenever, because whenever something happens, we'll let you know. We'll shoot out a text message, keep you posted. So we'll see what gets published this weekend or what else happens. And if nothing else, just keep believing, because we sure do.